Efilist video. Yay, walk and talk. A little bit of rain. But you can live with it. So yes, a more casual video. Um, yeah. uh, anyway, don't much like this time of year. It's kind of like aging. It's this whole dying thing. So that's kind of a good subject. Um, circle of life idea, and how wonderful it all is, by the traditional rationalizations and clearly a bunch of optimism bias in a sense. But I guess I wanted to get to just the perspective is just so dishonest, and you can sort of see that in the way people view death. They pay no attention, the common pop culture kind of thing. It's almost like they pay an opposite kind of attention to the way people die. It almost seems like they see more tragedy in the quick, almost instantaneous death, that's decisive and aggressive, and pay no respect for the tragedy of the slow, horrid, the most insidious kind of torturous death. It's just kind of funny that it's like that. Why would people do that? Why would the common perspective be that death is somehow much more horrible? When your plane goes 600 miles an hour into the ground, and you die in some fraction of a second, versus you get hit by a drunk and slowly bleed out over the next 6 hours, in a ditch somewhere. Just kind of strange. And they almost applaud the near-death experience. So if you get, crushed in an earthquake, spend 6 horrible days struggling to survive, and you do survive, this is a great thing. When you spend 6 horrible days. So, this common perspective does seem to be void of any appreciation for what I would consider the important consideration, which is, how much suffering do you do? How long are you tortured? How long you're tortured means something. The fact that you're going to get tortured, I suppose, is a fact. And it's certainly a good thing to endure less torture. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And so, that bias, that distortion, that insane perversion of perspective, I think, is indicting evidence of the common perspective. The very fact that they have, seaside memorials for the victims of, plane crashes and stuff, when they don't do anything like that, for victims of alcohol or something. Somehow, because it's not stylish enough way to die. You can have 8 victims of a homicidal murderer, and everybody will know their names, but no one will know the names of the 8 people who died in a nursing home today, slowly and horribly. Uh, I'd say that's evidence of a culture that has perverse values, um, values that don't have any logical continuity with reality. And I guess that bends all the way down to this Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Gaia circle of life crap, where they glorify, the winner and totally ignore all the perfectly good losers who lost by silly bad luck. And even if they lost because they're actually birth defected, they actually have bad genetic combinations, or they have a great genetic combination, but it just didn't bake right in the oven. Nothing, no, no acknowledgement of that's the price paid for your gold medal winner. No appreciation at all. Like it didn't happen. Like it doesn't exist. Victims be damned. It seems to be the attitude, because we're busy, making winners. That doesn't appeal to me as a system of value declaration. If I was making the world, designing the perspective, I'd say that doesn't make any sense. Why would I use something so unconnected to anything like a real choice, or something you could really blame something for its inferiority? It's not possible logically. And yet this is the world we live in. And so, I can try to explain why I'm different, why I don't find that acceptable or compelling, why the human race, as generally formed, seems quite alien to me, monstrously alien. Acid for blood. They might as well. They have the ethics of insects in so many respects. Complete, again, ignorance. So, even though they've been exposed to the facts, they've seen the nature shows, they've seen the attrition, the baby elephants eaten alive, all the minor and kind of major horrors that nature uses as one of its cooking ingredients. Hey, pup. Okay. You're very good. Yes, you are. Happy dog. Yeah, it's a good breed. Golden retrievers. Yeah, very good attitudes. I mean, always, they're just like the dog. The dog of dogs. Yeah. Always, never an attitude. Never a, what's in it for me? Yeah. They'd make good human. Yeah, give golden retrievers intelligence, and they probably just watch cartoons. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not a viable subject, I suppose. It's sort of, you can do that whole dichotomous thing. Saw the original Planet of the Apes the other day, and the whole idea of separating human personality or personality type or even ideology. It's even more correct. Separating human points of view into races of simian, gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan. They conveniently eliminate all the other monkeys. Yeah, don't have to deal with the baboons. But anyway, it's interesting to recognize that these are just, in a way, a kind of motive. And it's really just a measure of what's the controlling mechanism. Some sort of devotion to logic and truth and understanding, concepts like that, or devotion to this self-interest, this what's in it for me. Hey, does it fill my belly? Go no deeper. Don't ever consider the price of the meal. So that's what the conversation, in a sense, is really about. Always is what are you going to view the world through? Your eyes, and knowledge, and mind. Or some other organ, your stomach, or something even more crude. And the answer, obviously, has been for the masses, me hungry, me horny. Not much else to say. Not much more capacity to swim, in the pond of enlightenment or something. Because I know it's not gonna. I mean, that's the bottom line, I suppose. The truth is not hard to see, and so obviously it's something more. It's about convenience. For some reason I sound Canadian. Strange. About. Anyway, that's some other subject for some other time. So anyway. So the argument always comes back to, for me, perspective-wise, is this understanding of psychology versus philosophy, and recognizing the huge biases built into our competitive nature, our defensive nature, the whole ego thing. Gotta rationalize a viewpoint of yourself, that's empowering, all that kind of crap, that you're winning. It's just that idea of thinking you're winning. And if you start acknowledging the losers and the price they're paying, it's going to be a lot harder to see the victory. Yeah. So, I think that's enough. It's easy for losers to see it. I mean, that's, I guess, my advantage is I've lost enough to, even though I've been very lucky, I've still been unlucky, in some certain major ways, and that certainly awakened me to the fact that there's no Jekyll without the Hyde, or however you want to put it, but you just can't get through this game of acquisition without doing a lot of taking, and it's way too expensive. So that'll be a video and such. Been a while for a walk and talk anyway. I used to, well, whatever, I used to do this a lot, and now I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that means anything, but anyway, I haven't really missed it, mostly. But you can talk things to death, or you can talk too much without thinking enough before you talk. So maybe there's an advantage to less is more. This might be one of the subtle truths that's out there that is being overlooked by most. I have more water in my fucking shoe than is desirable now. But anyway, alright, that's enough. So, till next time, and such, and so forth. And